In this month's Insight on FreddieMac.com, we take a closer look at where and how well low and middle income families live in one of the most expensive areas in the country, the San Francisco metro area. But before we get started, let me tell you my secret to living affordably in the Bay Area. I grew up in a zip code in San Mateo County, just south of San Francisco, where the median house price is $1.8 million. My father was a firefighter and my mother was a homemaker and worked in the local high school. What's their secret to living in this expensive area? They built their house 50 years ago. This secret explains why many lower and middle income families can afford to live in the San Francisco area, but many, if not most of those families, couldn't afford to move in today. And that raises the question of where the next generation of firefighters, police officers, and school teachers are going to come from in San Francisco. Well, now let's see what today's families in San Francisco are really up against. San Francisco is very expensive. Incomes in San Francisco compensate partially for the higher cost of living, but they haven't kept up with the cost of housing, the most expensive part of living in San Francisco. House prices in San Francisco are 3 times the national average, and rents are twice as high as the national average. This map shows a zip code by zip code view of housing affordability. Using a method developed by the National Association of Realtors, we calculated whether the median income family in each zip code could qualify for a mortgage to buy the median priced house in the same zip code. Dark areas on the map indicate the unaffordable zip codes. The only affordable zip codes appear in a band on the northwest border of Alameda County and the north and east borders of Contra Costa County. There are no affordable zip codes for the median income family in San Francisco, Marin, and San Mateo counties. This map shows how challenging it is for a middle-income family to find an affordable home. But what about lower-income families? We use service workers as a proxy for lower-income families. This map highlights the zip codes with an above-average share of families headed by a service worker. 3 clusters are worth mention. The cluster in the southern part of San Francisco has more renters than homeowners. Service workers in this area are likely to be younger and unmarried or married without children and have jobs nearby in the city. The cluster in Alameda County also is dominated by renters. This area provides ready access to the Bay Area rapid transit system, making it feasible to get to jobs in the city without a car. Both the San Francisco and Alameda clusters have high rates of unemployment, poverty, and crime. Finally, notice the cluster on the northeast border of Contra Costa County. This area has less access to rapid transit, so commuting to San Francisco is likely to require a car. What attracts lower-income families to this far-out area? Higher home ownership and lower crime. However, school test scores are still lower in this area. I encourage you to take a look at this month's Insight on FreddieMac.com, where you'll find lots more information. But before I close, I'll tell you about one more trick you can try if you want to move to the San Francisco Bay Area. A few years ago, Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Montana purchased a house near my parents' home. So all you have to do is win 4 Super Bowls and you can move right in. As always, thanks for your time. Take a look at our Insight on FreddieMac.com and we'll see you next month.